book to read that's gonna give you what you need. The Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. It shows us the way to go. Before it, we did not know. When you put it in your heart, I think you're gonna say,
I love Quran.
first you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say,
I love Quran.
when you understand it, then you gotta do it, then you wanna say,
I love Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear respected viewers, this is your host Amr Dabbur, and this is your program Quran for Kids. Inshallah, on the course of a few episodes, several episodes hopefully, we will get the chance to get connected with the Quran, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will read some sections and some short surahs, and we will get some lessons. We get the chance to study those ayat and verses and look into them and read them and ask questions about them and see what lessons that we can draw from there. And I will have the chance to have some kids, beautiful kids with me in the studio to read and to ask questions, inshallah. So please welcome with me here in the studio to my right hand side. What's your name?
Hudatv.
Hudatv. How old are you?
7.
7 years old, mashallah. And how many surahs do you know? What's your surah you're working on?
Surah al-Dukhan.
Surah al-Dukhan, that's like 5 juz. MashaAllah, Huda, may Allah bless you. Barakallahu fiki. Right next to her is?
Nur Dabbur.
Nur Dabbur. How old are you?
6.
6 years old. And what surah you're working on?
Surah al-Mulk.
Al-Mulk. Tabarak alladhi biyadihi al-Mulk. Can you read to us a little bit from the beginning of Surah al-Mulk?
تبارك الذي
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان
Out loud.
الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير.
That should be enough. Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you. Right next to Nur is?
Muhammad Dabbur.
Muhammad Dabbur. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. MashaAllah. Surah. Your surah is? What's?
Al-An'am.
Al-An'am. MashaAllah. You're almost there. Almost there. May Allah bless you. And right next to Muhammad is? What's your name?
My name is Talha al-Isa.
Talha al-Isawi. How old are you, Talha?
10.
10. MashaAllah. Talha is joining us. And what's your surah you're working on?
Surah Yunus.
Surah Yunus. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. Ameen. Right next to Talha is his brother. What's your name?
My name is Salman al-Isawi.
Salman al-Isawi. How old are you?
9.
9. MashaAllah. Please welcome my guests with me in here. And we will go directly to Surah al-Fatiha. Before we get there, let's just quote a couple of ahadith about the virtues of Quran, the merits of Quran. Knowing the Quran makes you amongst the elite, makes you the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you read Quran, listen to Quran, when you study Quran, when you get your life connected and revolving around the Quran, you're going to get the best out of this dunya of life here on earth, and you're going to get the best of the hereafter. That's what you get. خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. The best amongst you are those who learn Quran and then teach Quran. Let's learn and teach Quran to our kids, to everybody around us. And Ahlul Quran, the people of Quran, are Ahlullah, the people of Allah, the closest people to Allah, the elite in the sight of Allah, وَخَاصَّتُهُ, and those who are closest to Him, right? So let's be of the people of the Quran. Quran will come in the day of judgment, and it will do what? It will intercede for the people of the Quran, which is like, it will defend you. It will come by your hand when you have no friends around you, no dad or mom or anybody to help you. Quran will come and take you by your hand and intercede with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, oh Allah, this is one of the people of the Quran. He memorized me, he recited, and he will talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be by your side. Quran has a lot of benefits. You can collect as many hasanat as you can when you read the Quran, because each single letter of the Quran equals how many hasanat? Huda? 10 hasanat. 10 hasanat equals 1 hasana, 1 good deed for each thing you do. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his side, 1 hasana equals 10. You do 1, He gives you 10. So when you say alif, lam, mim, that's how many hasanat are there? 10, 10, 10. 30 hasanat. Just for saying alif, lam, mim, you are guaranteed 30 hasanat. So what about Surah al-Fatiha, Surah al-Baqarah, other surahs, short or long? You can get a lot of reward from Allah. Let's get back to that book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will get the chance to recite the first surah in the book of Allah. What is the first surah in the Quran, Noor?
Surah
Al-Qiyamah, Al-Mulk, Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran, or Al-Fatiha? Which surah?
Al-Fatiha.
Surah Al-Fatiha. Let's get the chance to read Surah Al-Fatiha together. Are you ready?
Yes.
You guys are ready?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and do it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الرحمن الرحيم.
الرحمن الرحيم.
مالك يوم الدين.
مالك يوم الدين.
إياك نعبد.
إياك نعبد.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم.
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم.
غير المغضوب عليهم.
غير المغضوب عليهم.
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Amazing, mashallah. We do say Ameen when? When we are in Salah, when we are praying behind an Imam and he recites this surah, excuse me, and he says وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ, and everybody says Ameen. So, Ameen means what, by the way? What does Ameen mean? What does Ameen mean? Okay, Muhammad?
Amen.
Amen, what does it mean?
Accept.
Oh Allah accept,
Pray.
oh Allah accept. Like dua, al-Fatiha is like a prayer, kind of invocation that you make to Allah, right? Let's get to it very quickly. Allah said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Bismillah, in the name of Allah. We start everything with
Bismillah.
Bismillah, the name of Allah. We eat, we start with
Bismillah.
Bismillah. We get out of the house, we get inside. Whatever we do, we start in the name of Allah. In the name of Allah, everything is being created, everything is being done. So we start almost everything with the name of Allah, in the name of Allah. And we start the book of Allah. Allah started His book with the name of Allah. When you start in the name of Allah, you get whatever you're doing blessed. You get it blessed. You have barakah in it, a blessing, a lot of blessings in it, right? In the name of Allah. Who is Allah? Allah
Our God.
is our God. He introduced Himself in the very beginning of His book. First, He chose the name Allah for Himself. Nobody else chooses it for Him. Nobody else chooses this name for Allah. He chose it for Himself. He said, Ar-Rahman. The first thing about Him is that He is Rahman. Rahman and Rahim is from what? In Arabic, from Rahmah. What's Rahmah? What's Rahmah? Is what?
Like mercy.
Mercy is mercy, mercy. So Allah is Rahman and Rahim. Rahman, He is merciful, most merciful, compassionate. And Rahim is also merciful, most merciful. But what is the difference? The difference is Ar-Rahman is for everybody. Rahman is what? For everybody. For all of His creation. He gives them food and drink, and He created them, and He
Ar-Rahim is
takes care of them. Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, is only for the believers. وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا. He will show a special level of mercy to the believers in the day of judgment, when He will take them to paradise, to Al-Jannah, to heaven, right? So Allah being Rahman, He created us, He made us, and He gives us, and He maintains us, and He cherishes us, and He sustains us, right? So He gives not only for the believers and non-believers, right? So Allah gives for all because He is Rahman, and He gives for the believers the special level of rahmah and mercy by making them happy in their life, or in the hereafter by giving them Jannah. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Then we start again, Alhamdulillah, all thanks and all praises for Allah. When somebody gives you something, what do you do in return? What do you do, Muhammad?
Thank Him.
You thank Him. If I give you just a little bit of juice or any little gift, you will feel thankful, right? You say thank you, you like it. If it's something big, you like it even more, and you'll be very much thankful to me, right? What about Allah, who has given you your life? Who gave you your life, Noor? Who gave you your life? It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the food, all the food you eat. Who gave you your food? Allah. Who gave you mom and dad?
Allah.
It's Allah. Who gave you yourself? It's Allah. Who gave you this world? He made it for you. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wouldn't you be thankful to Him? He deserves to be thankful, even in Himself, because He's so great in Himself. He deserves always to be thanked and to be praised. All the praise belongs to Him, is His. Alhamdulillah. This is the meaning of Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah what? Rabbil Alameen. The Lord of
Everyone.
Al-Alameen is the worlds. It's not one world. It's the world we live in, and whatever there could be besides that. Could be jinn, could be anything, could be the universe, the bigger universe. Everything that exists other than Allah, He is the Lord of them. He is the one that takes care of them. He is the one that keeps sun and moon running in their orbits and in their places. He is the one that keeps us running, takes care, caretaker. He is the one, because He is Rabb, Lord. He takes care of everything under Him. Yes, Huda.
Is Jannah bigger than the whole earth?
Is what?
Is Jannah bigger than the whole earth?
Is Jannah bigger than the whole earth? Allah said, Jannatin arduha as-samawat wal-ard. The width of Jannah, usually the width of something, there is the length and there is the width. The width is usually lesser and smaller than the length. So the width of Jannah, Allah said, just give us an example. It's going to be like the skies and the earth. We know the earth, but we don't know even how big is the skies. The width of it, which is the lesser dimension of Jannah, is bigger. Or arduha ka'ardi, like the length of the skies and the earth. So it's so wide. Allah will change the entire world. This earth is going to be gone, and the day of judgment is going to be gone, and everything is going to be gone. And then Jannah is going to be, which is so huge. So huge. There is no end for Jannah. It doesn't end anywhere. So we will come back, take a quick break, and come back after the break to continue with Surah al-Fatiha, inshallah. Please stay with us. Until then, I see you.
If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back, my dear viewers. We continue with Surah al-Fatiha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started his book by introducing Himself being Allah. In the name of Allah He started, and He said Allah is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most gracious to everybody, the most merciful, especially to the believers. Alhamdulillah, and He said that all the praise and all the thanks belong to Him. Why? Huda.
Because He's created the whole universe.
He created everybody and He is taking care of them. That's why. And He gives them everything. He's the only one that deserves the ultimate level of thanks. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rabbil Alameen, Lord of all. Of the worlds, of everybody. Above everybody, taking care of everybody. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Again, He is repeating that He is Rahman, which is what? What does it mean? He is merciful to? Rahman, merciful to? Yes, Huda.
Merciful to the whole universe.
To everybody. Ar-Rahim is also the most merciful. To whom this time, Muhammad?
Believers.
The believers, specifically to the believers, right? Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. He is the Malik. What's Malik? What's Malik? What's Mulk? Malik is what?
Malik is king.
king. He is Malik, the owner. He is the king of all the kings, and he is the owner of the Maliki Yawmiddin, the owner of everything. He is the owner of the earth because he's the one who made it, right? He is the owner of everything. We come to this life, we leave this life behind us. There is an owner for it. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in the day of judgment, on the day of judgment, he's going to be clearly the owner. Maybe not, it's not as clear right now because that's my house, I own it. Or this is my car. How come? It's Allah's. It's mine, right? But in the day of judgment, nobody will have a car, nobody will have a house. The earth itself is not going to be there. And Allah would say, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ, which means what? To whom belongs the kingdom today? Kingdom, the ownership of everything is whose today? Is for whom?
Him.
No, nobody will answer because everybody's dead. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord, will answer and He will say, لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. Everything. All the kingdom belongs to whom? Allah. Al-Wahid, the one and only Al-Qahhar, the one who is above everybody and the one who subdues everybody and controls everything subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we belong to Him. Inna lillah, right? Wa inna ilayhi raji'un. When somebody dies, we said inna lillah. We belong to Allah. Wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And we all return to Him, right? We come from Him. He's the one who made us. And we go back to Him. He takes our soul back. He's the one who gives life. He's the owner of everything. But day of judgment, it would be so clear, right? Because nobody can even talk. يوم يأتي لا يتكلم نفس إلا بإذنه. The day of judgment, when it comes, nobody will talk except by His permission. Huda.
When somebody dies, why does Allah take the person's soul?
Because He is the one who gives it to him in the first place, and it has a secret. Nobody knows what it is.
What does Allah do with it?
Allah keeps it with عليين if He is good, right? في عليين إن الأبرار لفي نعيم, in a special good place, nice place. But the soul of those who did bad in this life, they will be in Sijjeen, in a bad place, right? So Allah keeps it until the day of judgment. إذا النفوس زوجت, when the soul comes back to the bodies, Allah will bring body back to life, put the soul into it again, match it with it, and then you'll be brought up for hisab, judgment. If you do good in this life, hopefully all of us will do good, you'll be good. You go to paradise and Jannah. If not, then the person is going to be punished. So, Noor.
How can't you talk and then you have to ask permission if you can't talk?
Because in that day, rules are different. Now, anybody can talk in life. You can talk. I can talk. We can do anything we want, good or bad, right? You are free. You can do. You can. I'm not saying it's okay to do this, but you can do anything right now. You can talk all the talk. You can even say bad things. Some people say bad things about Allah, about God, about everything, right? Can they do that?
No.
They can. They do it. They do it. They do it now. But in the day of judgment, Allah will make everybody silent, mute, not able to talk, except with His permission. When He said, you talk, and He will talk. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the owner of the day of judgment. No one can do anything without His permission, because it's time to judge people. It's time to bring everybody back for judgment. Because we see a lot of bad things in life, right? We see some people who kill others, and we see violence, and we see this and that. That's not it. Don't think that you can go away with whatever you have done. No. You will be brought back to hisab, reckoning. Like Allah will judge, will see. Those who do good, they will see good. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى. Whoever does the weight of an atom of good things, Noor, he will see it. You will see it. You said a little good word to somebody, you will see it in the scale of deeds. It weighs something. Allah. You did something good, you will see. وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ. Whoever does the weight of an atom, شَرًّا يَرَى. And in the same way, whoever does bad, even if it's a weight of an atom, of an evil, something bad, you will see it. Nothing escapes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أحصاه الله ونسوه. You might forget what you have done, but Allah never. Allah puts it in a record. في كتاب لا يضل ربي ولا ينسى. Everything is recorded and it never goes away. Right? Right, Noor? You like the microphone, right? Alright. So, Surah al-Fatiha is the best surah in the Quran. Is it? That's what the Prophet ﷺ said. He said it is the best surah in the Quran. That's why we recite it in Salah. One time, right?
No.
In Salah we read it one time?
No.
How many times?
We read it every rak'ah.
Every rak'ah. So it depends. Fajr. We will read it how many times in Fajr, Muhammad?
2 times.
2 times in Dhuhr, Noor. How many times we will recite Surah al-Fatiha in Dhuhr?
4.
4. Why?
Because it's 4 rak'ah.
4 rak'ahs. Yes, you got it. What about Asr?
4.
4? What if we are traveling? Got you. How many times we will read it if we are traveling? How many times we will read Surah Al-Fatiha if we are traveling? Surah in Salatul Dhuhr or Salatul Asr?
2.
2. Why?
Because we're traveling.
Because we're traveling, right? When we're traveling, we may shorten the salah, the 4 rak'ah salah, right? So we recite it in every single rak'ah because it's so important. It has the description of Allah being Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the Lord of the world, the owner of the day of judgment, Malik Yawmiddin. Then after all of that, and in one hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when you start reading Al-Fatiha, stand in salah, read Surah Al-Fatiha and say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
And so on.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what? Because He said all thanks, all praises for Allah. Allah said, Hamidani Abdi. My servant has given me all the praise and thanked me, right? Praised me. And then you say what? What do you say after that?
Malik
You say,
Yawmiddin.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Malik Yawmiddin. Come on.
I mean.
Alhamdulillah.
Rabbil Alameen.
What about you go ahead and read this surah for us? Yeah, say, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitan Rajim, and go ahead and read it in a good voice, all of it. Quickly.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
إياك نعبد
وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Ahsanti, mashallah, beautiful, well done. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, before we conclude, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what do we learn from this surah? He described Himself as being what? Number 1, Allah, Bismillah. And then, Bismillah, what? Ar-Rahmani. Muhammad, come on, Muhammad, please, pay attention. Ar-Rahmani, the compassionate to all. Ar-Rahim, the merciful. Pay attention, Muhammad, please. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Rahim is what? Noor. Merciful to everybody. Is it? Rahim. He is merciful to everybody, but the Rahim refers to Him being merciful to the believers in a special level of mercy. Maliki Yawmiddin. He is the owner of the day of judgment. Right? What does this mean? He is also the owner of this life. Is He?
Yeah.
Yes, but in the day of judgment it would be clear, so clear, because nobody can talk, walk, do anything without His permission. Iyyaka na'bud. After you say all of that, we say, here we come, oh Allah, we worship you. Because you are Rabbil Alameen, you are Allah, you are the merciful, you are the owner of the day of judgment. You deserve to be worshipped, we worship you alone. Iyyaka means you alone. We don't worship anybody with others. What does worship mean? Listening to, in such a way that you submit, fully submit. Like if I tell you something, you do it. You don't question it, you do it. That's ibadah, that's worship. Who deserves our worship alone?
Allah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can listen to our moms and dad, but what if they tell us something really bad to do? Can we do it? No, we can't. They wouldn't tell us something bad, but it's assumed it's not going to happen. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever He tells us, and He is going to tell us only good things, we listen to Him and we go. That's Iyyaka na'bud. You alone do we worship. Huda.
There's a dad that told his son something bad.
Is that
Ibrahim.
Sayyidina Ibrahim? He told his son what?
He told his son to worship idols.
Oh, that's you mean the opposite. Like his dad told him to worship idols, and he was making idols, right? But Sayyidina Ibrahim told him what?
No.
Told him no, and he was actually telling him that this is wrong and you have to do the right thing, right?
It's not the opposite, because the dad is telling him to do something bad.
That's right. That's right. So the dad told him, as he said, Sayyidina Ibrahim told him. Was it Sayyidina Ibrahim who told him to worship the idols, or was it his dad who told him to do this? It was his dad, right? So his dad told him, you know, to do that, and he refused, right? So because we cannot, and we still have to be good to our parents, no matter what. You have a question, Hu? Yes, go ahead, please.
Why is the bad people, why do God create them if he hates bad people?
Good question. Why did Allah create bad people if he hates bad things, right? That's a very good question, profound question. I like that. Well, people are not, yes, Huda. You have the answer?
Test them.
He wants to test them. Yes, right. But let me just give a little introduction to that. Can I? Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates people. Are they good or bad when Allah created them?
Good.
Bad?
No, they're good.
Why? People. They are neutral. On the fitrah. Fitrah is like neutral. Actually, it tends to be good. Like fitrah, everybody, all children, they are created innocent. They are innocent. They are innocent, right? They didn't do anything good or bad yet. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, later on, when they grow up, they might turn to be good or turn to be bad. Based on what? On their actions and sayings, choices. We choose to be that, this or that, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we always have to seek help and ask help from Allah. That's why we say, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ. You alone, Allah, we worship, and you alone, we ask for help. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. This is the meaning of it. By this, we come to the end of our first episode of your program, Quran for Kids. I thank you for joining me. I thank everybody here in the studio, all the beautiful guests in here for joining me. And we see you next time, inshallah. We come back to continue Surah al-Fatiha. Until then, I leave you with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with all the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. It shows us the way to go. Before it, we did not know. When you put it in your heart, I think you're gonna say,
I love Quran.
first you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say,
I love Quran.
when you understand it, then you gotta do it, then you wanna say,
I love Quran.
when you do it, you will be rewarded, then you wanna say,
I love Quran.
but first you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say,
I love Quran.